Gemmers, I am trying to get to a salon time a lot quicker. We are episode 16, short hair. Boys, ghouls, mansters. You all said you didn't mind if I do more than one, and it's a lot easier for me. And this theme works out well for a multi-doll video salon hair fix. So as you can see, it's a bunch of boys and also Gilda. And I have not done a lot of boys, so this is going to be very much experimental for me. Invisi Billy just is looking a little poofy, so he's just going to be straightened and fixed up. Not really a lot to him, but I want him to look good. I want a lot of them. I'm working on some here for the updated tour. Oops, for the updated tour of the room, the doll room, and I just want them to look neater. Garrett has never really looked good from out of the box. He's not bad, but yeah, we'll work on him. Jackson, this was the only attempt, bowing. The only attempt I made in the past to do a boy doll, and the gel I had did not really hold very well. That's less than a year. I now have this. One of our jammers, I think it was Anar Perez, told me about this Gorilla Snot, and it worked really well on Abby's. So I think I'm gonna have much better luck on these boys with their hair now than it was before. Gilda. She was our next in 2 episodes ago that I never got to, and I want to make a version of her for our Dead Tired version for her room, and then her original can be in a different area. So mostly I'm just curious to take this out. I just want to see. I don't know what's going to happen with her bangs, I'm thinking maybe. So that's just fun. Then we have these 2 porters. This was our original Gracie's, and this is one I just got recently in a delivery package. And I got it because his knee was broke. Poor Gracie broke it the same day she got it. It was so sad. His hair has never really looked good either, so it could use a fix-up. And then we have this one I want to hook up for the gym. And what I'm going to do is switch their heads. Use this one for the gym and tape that up for real so it looks like he's working, in the gym, taping up his knee because it's sore from playing casket ball. And I did find this set on eBay for really cheap, like 12 bucks. That doesn't happen with this set. So I'm going to dress him, the one for the gym, in that. So he'll be Deuce's partner on Deuce's team, and we'll have a 2-to-2 matchup going on there instead of right now it's 3-to-1. Yeah, it's 3-to-1 right now. I like his hairstyle. I think it's pretty. Reminds me of Tumbler Jack. And I'm going to kind of work with it and make something like that because I think that's good for a sporty look. And we'll just fix him up. So I think first we'll get them all soaking just to soften that hair up and clean hair up and go from there. Quick shout out to Falcon Productions, who was last on one of our videos. Thank you, my friend, for always being so supportive of this channel. Let's get through this before it gets any longer. Right now, I just took all of them with some dish soap and just washed their hair, simply to wash it. Nothing special going on at this point. Kind of the broken-legged one, keeping his hair up. Just have a look. He has a really big side swipe there. And some of these are going to be easy and some will be a little tougher. Here's Gilda with her hair down. So different. I'm still debating what to do with her. Spiky, curly. I don't know yet. Bangs doesn't seem plausible because she's got a big bald spot there. And it would be hard to hide that. And over here, the pink paint underneath doesn't come all the way over. So I don't know yet. But either way, I'm going to put some of them in. I'll probably put all of them in here, at least for 10 minutes. That's half fabric softener and half water. And just to soften them up. And to me, it makes them a little more pliable. So that's why I'm doing that. And then after that 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, I will just wash them out with soap and go from there. Right now, I did just a little bit of curling. Invisi Billy, I felt like when I looked at his pictures, his promo pictures, he either had a completely different hairdo or I found his hair flipped inward. So I just did light curls just on the ends, curling towards his face on both sides. The back I did nothing so I can blend that in. And I kind of like that. And I've left some out here so that I can put some in his eyes to make him look dreamy. So he's gonna go in the hot and the cold water. Hot to loosen it, set it in the style I want, and then the cold, of course, to completely set it, those fibers. So we'll leave that in there about a minute. Next we have Gilda. I can't even explain her. I decided to try curls because if I want to cut it short and do spiky, I can do that after, but I thought I'd try this first. So I just grabbed what I could. This goes towards her face, that goes away from her face, towards, away, lots of extra, and I've left this little piece down. So that one should be fun to try and make happen. And like I said, if I don't like it, I can always redo it. If I start cutting right away, I won't be able to do that. So it's worth a try. And it's a dead tire, so you can definitely have a relaxed look. I like volume. That's what I'm looking for, volume. Now Porter, I give him 2 little curls in his top pony. One going this way, one going the other way, away. You can see it there. Just so that thing's not too high, looking like too much of an umbrella. He's got some weird cutting to his hair. So I'm going to just set his curls, and then I'll use the gel to work with his. Now as for this craziness going on back here, I am just going to just cut those bottom ones. So I can blend that in a little better and it should make more sense. So they'll get the hot and cold dip. Invisibility already done, let him dry. And we'll do the other 2 the same way. Hot and cold. Minute tops, depending on how thick the curls are. And these are all thin ones, so they shouldn't take too long. And then we'll start, while those are drying, we'll start working on these 3 with just gel. I'm not even gonna hot set them at all because I kind of want to use the formation they have in their hair to my advantage. Now for Porter's leg, to fix that, I'm just going to put a little dab of caulk in it just to hold it. I'll put clear tape around it just to hold it in place while that dries. And then I've got this athletic tape. I've taken a strip and just pulled it apart so I can make that look good. Simple. For Miss Gilda, I have a skipper robe. These are Barbie slippers that just fit. And I have an old skirt of mine that I've cut up for other things. Not even sure what. It doesn't fray much and it's stretchy. So I think I can just make a simple tube dress for her as a nightgown underneath this. And some green ribbon, just in case. That'll work out well. Now for Garrett's, the boy's hair, I stole this from Rochelle's room. It's an actual doll brush. I feel like I can have more control over the swoops and sways of their hair. So I'm going to use that for forming it with the Gorilla Snot. This is Garrett's hair as of now. Look at those dreamy eyes. I love it. So I've just sectioned off his bangs where I see his bangs. And of course it's going to swoop down here. I noticed in the promo pictures it has a little piece that comes down here, so I'm going to attempt that. And as for the rest, this will be the same for really all the boys, especially Porter. I'm going to put the gel on. Of course, this is an experiment. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like I can control it. Like when I use a big rat tail, I just can't get the small swoops I want and get that look of the tracks of a comb. So I think this one will do me better when I put the gel in. I could really form it to the way I want. So when I get that gel in, and this would be the same now, Jackson's of course is just going to go all straight down. That's easy. Porter in this one on the other hand, I'm going to go straight down on the back to make it smooth. And then I'm going to bring this, the left and the right over to get that kind of effect. Let's do this side. There's a name for this back in the 50s. And it's something like that. So this gel I have used on Abby on a short haired style and it works really good. So I'm just going to have to work it and play with it. So can you see that? That's what I'm going for. Hide all the baldy spots. This is straight. That comes over in a style, hopefully close to the head. And then after, I'll work with the swoop on the bangs. So same with Porter. I'll section off his bangs. His has 2 little flips in it. And the back, I'll do the same thing. Straight down, whoops, sorry about that. Straight down the back, and then swoop. That one still needs a brushing. I'll comb through. Straight on the back, just like that. So that's the effect. And of course, whoops, just drop them all over. Good old hashtag as is. And then Jackson's, of course, I will just lay flat down everywhere. And hopefully this gel is going to work on these way better than my previous gel. Really good. That gel is no doubt much better. So now what I've found is when it's done, it's so hard. You can actually, ooh, he's older, so he's got those wobbly hips. Anyway, I guess my point is you can take them like this now at this point when they're all nice and gelled hard and just kind of fix up anything that's not straight or put in the shape you want. So Jackson is pretty much done. Any of these little stray hairs I'm going to pull out with tweezers and try to straighten that up. But much better improvement. And then next we have Porter for the gym class. I just took out his curls, so that's how they came out. Definitely a little lower, a little more controlled. You can see the gel on his face, maybe. I'll go over with a Q-tip later and clean that. So his little ducktail looks nice and sleek. I worked it up over there to try and hide the bald spots that were there. And I will just stick my rat tube thin there, play with that, put some gel, and put some hairspray. And I did put hairspray on Jackson on top of all that. Invisi Billy. His curls are very subtle, exactly what I was hoping for. Goes to a little flip in the back. I'm going to brush him very lightly and then use the gel and just kind of work that exactly where I want it. And of course spray. So his hair is not going to be all free flowing like it was. It'll be a little bit more formed. And we have Miss Gilda. Some changes. I got to work with that. I don't think I'm going to explain that. I'm just going to have fun with the gel and the brush and kind of pull it and form it whichever way I can make it look like something different. And then her little dress right here is just a simple design. Remember, this stuff is stretchy, so that's working to my advantage. It had a hem at the bottom of the skirt, so I just kept that and put a design on it. And at the top I just flipped over. If I have to put a drawstring in there, I can. But otherwise I'm just going to make her a pretty plain dress like that to be under her robe, and so show some orange, her color. So let me show you the other Porter. This is him. Now he's going to be our haunted, the original one. Now his ducktail is looking really, really good. I did take, like I said, that thing is hard as a rock. Gelled good, and I took the scissors and just slightly snipped, just slight, to get him a really clean bottom. And that is really hard. So now we got his bangs. With that, I'm going to, ooh, doesn't that look original? Just brush it out. Now we already got some of his curve in here. And I'll get it wet very carefully, not to mess up the rest. Oops, show you that. It's not running the back. And what I've done is, so we got him all wet. That's ready to go. not messing up the rest. I've figured out that putting a blob of that Gorilla Snot on here is easier to work with. It's really sticky. Really sticky. Yeah. So like you've seen in the quick motion there, delayed elapse, whatever you call it, I just kind of work it in. I've been working it in. Ugh, wipe my fingers. Yuck. Then this little comb is working wonderfully to push it in to the entire hair. Now this way I can kind of form it. Now remember, I didn't heat set this, so I still have some of the curvature that will work with it. So I'm just going to play with that and mess with that. Now he's a floating ghost. So it's okay if his hair's a little up. And now I can just totally do that. Just take some pieces. I'll just get it exactly the way I like it, where I want it, how I want it going, kind of form it. I'll look at the pictures again to be sure, but that's the gist of how I'm going to do it. You could make one whole swoop, but I don't really want that. From the front, you can see he's looking handsome. Of course, when I get it the way I want it, I will spray paint it, or spray, hairspray it very much. So I will play with that how I need to. So I already done Garrett. And this is the way my interpretation, now you can see the gel all over him there. This was my interpretation of his little spiky fronts. And his back looks perfecto. A little bit of that when he's close up. Seen his scalp, but not bad. That is needing a little more spray. But I don't know about you, I think he looks much more handsome. I like that better than it was, and we definitely lost that fluff. Works for me. I'll keep working it. I'll spray it hard. Of course, I'll get my Q-tip out and clean up the face. Get them dressed and see how they look. Oh, salon time. The time has come. We got all the Mansters and one Ghoul done. Let's go over them real quick. Let's go over Gilda. She's my least favorite. I consider her a slight fail. Lessons learned though. If you're going to take her original hair down, you're going to have to either slick it back or, I don't know. I think she needs a reroot. And she probably would be on my top 3 list of what I would want to reroot. Her hair's just cut too crazy and it is so thin. There's just so little you can do with it. So I tried my best, and for now I'm okay with her hairdo. And it'll do. At least we got a second one. Not my favorite. Oops, her slipper just fell off. So I made her little nightgown and her little robe, and her little slipper just fell off. And she'll do. She'll do for the purpose. But like I said, I think someday I'd like to reroot her. That's a fact. Mr. Jackson looks fantastic. You've pretty much seen him. He works out really good, really smooth, really nice and tight, and I'm happy with him. Totally happy with him. Garrett, same thing. You pretty much seen that, just not in his clothes, and he looks fantastic too. I'm happy with his hairstyle. The back looks just without a doubt perfecto. That's a cleanly done hairdo. Definitely a little more smoky, a little dark, like how I think that he is. And his earring shows better. Neat, 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 neat. Then we have Invisi Billy. He's just tidied up. Did he need all that? Probably not. I could have just went with a boil thing, make it straighten out. But, I don't know. I guess I had fun with it. And the flips definitely worked good, with the flip going to the back and then the flips going inside. All his gear messes it up though. And then of course we have his hat. And once I put that on, I'm going to use a pin when I get it just right. Okay. I guess my favorites out of them all, well, I like Garrett too. But she's the only one I'm disappointed with. The rest are okay. So now we have Porter, original Porter. Whoa, he looks fantastic. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Got to love it. Well, looks like Alex is home. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. And then we have his casket ball version, which I'm not gonna move him around too much because his knee is still drying, so I'll keep him on a stand. But I think he looks adorable. Having the different hairstyles is really fabulous. Come on, focus there, camera. He looks good. It was a little hard to cover his bald spot, but we're not going to see that anyway. He's going to look fabulous in action. And that is all of them. And this has been a long one. Those of you who like these salon times have to tell me, because I just don't know how to get these shorter. Even when I did one, they were really long. Hope you've enjoyed this session of salon time. Have a great evening. See you next time.